Shalom Makim, brother Kamal Mahar here, back at it again. First thing first, I'm going to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, and qadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders on the true front from GMS. Blessing to the Aki Madar preaching his word will hold our true sincerity. Blessing to the 144,000, 1/3 entirely. The first fruits, kingdom of heaven, house of David, the Biaf Dawadah. And Shalom, two brothers out here that are speaking in different tongues and looking in different nations, pushing the rock. Shalom, brothers. So today, brothers, I was pondering on some videos on shitthefanplan.com. Practically the first one through the spirit came on me that'll be more suffice. It says bankers warn Weimar hyperinflation is coming to the US. I believe Weimar must have went through some crisis as well. But it says because it's naming it Weimar hyperinflation is coming to the US. And absolutely. Any form of destruction or any form of some type of woe that is considered towards Babylon, rightfully so. It is. A lot of things that's happening around the world will ultimately fall upon Babylon, and that's 100% a truth and effect. Thus saith Yahawah. I'm gonna read into it. There's a couple parts that I've read that was pretty more. I'll read down some, and then I'll bring some precepts out. It says, we shall all understand that inflation is coming after the economic destruction at the hands of the ruling class, right? And we definitely know that too. The elites, of this particular age right now, or this kingdom on this side, are ruled by Esau, and yes, it is their plan to bring down the dollar and cause more inflation to bring the economy down, to bring in their new world order. I mean, that's just like researched a trillion times. Everybody at least either know about it or heard of the so-called agenda. It says, now with the help of central bank, the United States could very well end up looking eerily similar to the Weimar Republic soon. Now, I'm not really sure what happened to Weimar Republic, but most likely it was some type of an economic struggle, crisis, crash, inflation, etc. has happened. And that's why they're bringing it up, calling it the Weimar, because, that's basically something bad happened to that. So they're referencing what's coming to America was reference that. That's obviously what I'm saying. One week ago, the Bank of America hinted at the unthinkable. The tsunami of monetary and fiscal stimulus coupled with the upcoming surge in monetary velocity as the world's economy emerges from lockdowns. It will lead to unprecedented economic overheating, according to the Zero Hedge. But this was actually rather precedented considering history. BOFA's CIO Michael Harnett reflected back on the post-World War I Germany, and he said it was the most epic, extreme analog of surging velocity and inflation following the end of war psychology. Pent-up saving, lost confidence in currency and authorities, and specifically the right bank's monetization of debt and the extrapolated that is similar to what is going on now. Interesting. Let me see. This is a graph I think they're showing. Oh, inflation from year of. Okay. I think I understand what that is. I'm gonna keep reading down. This is, of course, another name for that period. Here we go. Weimar Germany. And because we all know what happened in response, and the result was massive genocide after Adolf Hitler came on the scene. Who is responsible for hyperinflation? It's always the ruling class and the central banks, but I repeat myself. Yeah, okay. And it says, if anyone has gone to the grocery store lately and not noticed that their bill is higher, it's curious what delusion they are painting for themselves. Below an easily digestible repost of a very lengthy Saturday tweet storm, which shows just how similar our world is to that prevalent in the years but just before Weimar Germany saw the most explosive hyperinflation in history. Wow. So this hyperinflation that Weimar must have experienced, obviously from graphs, most likely to stock market trends, candlesticks. When you reading graphs on stocks and things of that nature, you can see how the trends mimic probably Weimar Germany, where they can see the same same concepts, same patterns, and same decision making. And when it comes to printing money and things of that nature, is very similar, which ultimately will predict the same outcome as Weimar Germany, which will happen in Babylon. Rightfully slow. And right here it says at the very end, this is what I thought was pretty interesting as well. It says we are there now, which Lord willing we are. Because the bring down of currency is the first step, or probably one of the major steps of bringing down a kingdom itself. A lot of kingdoms got brought down from a surge in currency or inflation. A lot of them. We are there now. The only question is, when do we enter the exponential currency collapse phase? When we do, a universal basic income tied to your social credit score and your ability to be ruled and controlled will be instituted by the ruling class to fix the problems literally caused by the ruling class. Wake up, people. The time to figure this out was 6 months ago. Wow. So we're here now. Now, granted, like in the 1929, 1930 Great Depression, I mean, we seen, American money all over the floor like a strip club. I always say that, but that's like the best, or like some snow. People using the paper to clean things and build fires, etc. And why is this so prevalent and why is this so relevant? Because what is the world reserve currency? Is America's money, and that petrodollar is how you buy the oil, and oil is what causes the riches of the earth today. So it makes sense for Babylon to be ruled, because remember the wicked was given to the hand, the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. So the power is in their hand to do what they do. They got the fatness of the earth thereof, and they can rule everything with their sword, like they're doing. They're only doing what they were set up to do. That's all they were set up to do. But their riches and their inflation and whatever they got going on is all cankered anyway. I'm gonna bring up James, and it's all going to be for naught. Not let alone the digital currency that's coming now as well is also at naught. Because this system that we're living in is ultimately going to be brought down, man. When Yahawashi come back, man. Esau going to tear down the original and bring up the one that was supposed to. The so-called New World Order. And you got the one currency, the one so-called religion. Everybody gonna be chipped, things of that nature. I mean, listen, it's going to be a universal takedown, and the full control will be in the elites, like they always wanted for a while, man. That's how that go. And way more. You know what? Let me see if I can just for edification's sake, let me see if I can kind of get a Weimar hyperinflation. What caused Weimar hyperinflation? It says Germany was already suffering from high levels of inflation due to the effects of war and the increasing government debt. In order to pay the striking workers, the government simply printed more money. Aha! This flood of money led to hyperinflation, as the more money was printed, the more prices rose. Okay. And that's exactly where we're headed to now as far as in Babylon. Makes a lot of sense. Now I understand why they brought up the Weimar Germany, because like I said, I was guessing, but now I got to confirm that obviously Babylon is moving in the same direction as Germany was at the time of the what was that, World War One, or what they were saying? Yeah, of war. It was of war, probably World War One, and they're obviously moving the same ways. So that's why hyperinflation is soon to come, to Babylon as well. It makes a lot of sense because we got these stimulus checks coming in. There's all these trillions of dollars being printed to try to bail out the people. The objective is to destroy the middle class. We already know. This is all common knowledge, man. But you know what? Through the spirit, now that I'm at Habakkuk 2 and 2, I'm also going 2 and 3, because there's an appointed time for everything, and this collapse of the dollar is going to be a huge change of events in history, where we're going to see the minds of the people in a different style of government, in a different setup, in a different system, and the Constitution most likely will be ripped from under everybody. But this time frame is coming, and it has to come because it's prophecy. It's I'm gonna go Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So yes, so these, the prophecies, like, the destruction of the currency, aka to bring down the system, Esau coming like a flood, Jacob's trouble. The microchip we're waiting on us. The most likely the biggest prophecy besides, well, Yahawashi is the biggest one, but we need the chip to come in to really be on that time frame length. Now we're there. It could be any month, any year, because things can look. Bahasham Yahawashi can ramp this stuff up in 30 days. I mean, it could be from the 1st to the 15th, the dollar crashed. And then from the 15th to the 31st, they're like, we don't know what to do. We have to implement some new bread. Then the digital dollar can be like in the next 15 days. And 15 days from later, we like, listen, we're coming up with this new chip, and they're going to make, and it could be that fast. That fast. I'm seeing that time is going to get sped up, obviously for the elect's sake, but also for prophecy's sake as well. Because the Lord can put things in place where it could be very sudden, but also explainable. That's what Esau tried to do. Explain things with folly, but that's what they're going to do. So we got to wait for it, man, because, it's not going to tarry, even though it seemed like it's tarry. It's not. It's just every second that pass, every hour, every day, every week, and every month, and every year that pass is closer to when Yahawashi going to come back and deliver his elect and destroy this wicked system, man. We want to deal in real gold and silver. We don't want to deal with this paper shit. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Let me go to get some precepts, man. I'm gonna go to Zephaniah 1 and 18. It says I'm gonna start at 17. You know what? Damn. Woo-wee. It's up in my hard body. All right, let me start at oh shit. I really want to get to the point, so I'm gonna start at 17. And it says Zephaniah 1 and 17 into 18. And I will bring the stress upon men, and that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against Yahawashi, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung. Right, and that's gonna come, via destruction of men, swords in their hand, ICBM missiles, the chariots. It's gonna get bad all the way around. My point is right here. According to the video that I was bringing out, it says, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of Yahawah's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all of them that dwell in the land. You see that? So there's big talk about new currencies, and people want to stack up their bread to make sure it seems like they can have some protection. People are being told to go buy more gold, buy more Bitcoin. I bought some Bitcoin, but hey, I'm using it for the time being, and when everything goes to shit, then it goes to shit. So I'm just using the word, abusing the word. It's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, though, the scriptures are always talking about where your heart is, where your treasure is. I'll probably bring that out as well, because money builds pride. It builds arrogance, and and it's against humility, and it's against Yahawashi of the thought of it. Because remember, it says the love of money is the root of all evil. Not money itself, it's the love of it. So people are going to try to use their money and use whatever they got to try to save them through these rough times coming in, but this money ain't going to work. It don't matter if it's inflation. And inflation is going to make money obsolete. People going to see $2 and look at it like it was 2 pennies. Like, man, you don't get out of that $2 shit, man. Like, what? A loaf of bread going to be $18. It's coming, man. That's what this inflation is going to do, man. And it's all unrighteous decrees upon Esau, man. I can bring that out too, because they're doing things on purpose to ramp up the inflation, just to bring it down, to bring up a new situation. And you know why? And it's an unrighteous decree. I'll read it first. Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. Like look at it from down Texas, man. Those areas that's being being messed up with the whole power is more so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians, man. It's kind of weird how that's going down like that. But another, that's either here or there. These decrees with this money, it's all for a different agenda, man. We going to a digital currency, brothers. Digital currency. That's just what it's going to be. It's coming. It is what it is. We not taking that chip or that vaccine. Esau can kick rocks. You can try to set up a new financial system, whatever. If we can't be a part of it physically, then we're not going to be a part of it then. We're going to stick with Yahawashi with all this cankered bread, man. Let me go to James, man. Let me go to James 5:1. It says, Go to now, you rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Right, man. Look, man, listen, man. Who was that? I think who president? Was that Theodore Roosevelt? Or was it Nixon? If I'm not mistaken, it was Nixon or Theodore. I believe it was Nixon that took away the gold standard. Let me look that up. Gold standard. I know it got to be like Nixon. Nixon stopped it. Yeah, let me see. Impact. I know it was Nixon. Maybe I'm writing the wrong question. Just for edification's sake, just to go back to on a historical aspect to it. We do deal with history. I'm gonna say Nixon. It was Nixon. Yep, Nixon. Okay, cool, got it. Yes. So Nixon was the one that took the American dollar off the gold standard and made it go into it could be printed whenever it wanted to be, and the value was upon verbal. Like, oh, this is going to be this worth, and this is what it is. And then what they did was it's no longer backed by gold; it's backed by oil. Because when it was backed by gold, then it was slightly, or you wanna, if it was backed by gold, then yeah, it ain't gold itself, but at least the paper was equivalent to gold itself, which gave it some pretty good value. But now Esau got it set up where they can just print what they want to print and dictate the price however they please. And that's what makes inflation, and it makes things go wrong and the economy going bad. But James 5:3, your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire, and you have heaped treasure together for the last days. Right. Man, look, Esau got everything right now. And it's okay because, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians, we don't, this not our rest. We can give a damn about inflation, and we can give a damn about what this dollar got to offer. Let it go down. Because we looking for a new kingdom and a new heavens, a new earth where dwells righteousness, where our money is going to be real money. But first thing first, our real money is the scriptures first, man. You know what I mean? Because the scriptures is the real cash money, man. Putting these videos up, going out there with the brothers, man, on the highways and hedges, man, doing the prophets in the service of the Lord, that's the real money. So we can give a damn about what's really going on, but we're going to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom and what's going on within it as well. It says, James 5:4, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are enter into the ears of the Lord of sabaoth. Right. It says which it says read it again. James 5:4, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud. This is all backed by fraud, man. Nixon bringing down the gold standard. that right there was the beginning of the end right there, I would say. Because it's like, now everything is fake. Everything is fraudulent. But the person in power can dictate fraud being legit because they have the power. That's why they can do that. This is Matthew 6 and it's my last precept is Matthew 6 and 19. Lay not up yourself treasures upon the earth, where moth, rust, and doeth corrupt, and where these break through and still. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves do not break nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. And this is Yahawashi speaking, man. And I'm speaking, to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Indians. Well, predominantly the elect, because the elect is going to hear this. But at the end of the day, though, we should be laying up, treasures up, like, doing the work of the Lord, putting up videos, meditating on the kingdom, flight, inheriting, possessing slaves, rulership, heirs with Yahawashi, you know what I'm saying? The new bodies with the laws in our inward parts. All those things are the treasures we should be heaping up to, man. The blessings of Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 14. Pondering your mind on those treasures, because those are what you would call immortal treasures. I'm gonna read that again. Matthew 6 and 20. But lay up for yourself treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. And think about that. That's beautiful, because if your heart is pondering, your mind, Hebrew means lab. Well, in the Hebrew, lab means mind. You pondering on the blessings in the treasures up in the heavens, man. That don't moth, rust, nor corrupt. Then that let you know, okay, so that means you must be keeping the law, statutes, commandments best way you can, repenting whenever you need to, fasting whenever you need to, keeping the high holy days, the Sabbaths, and you showing love to the brothers. That's obviously what you're doing if you're doing that, because by doing all these things, everything else will be added unto you at that point. But you should seek salvation first, and then everything else will be there. That's the real riches, brother. Forget all the inflation and all what Esau got to go. Let them crash the economy. Let them do what they're going to do. We got Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. So with that, we'll give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, and qadash. Yahawah, he is to be, exists. Bahasham in the name, and the only begotten Son, the Lord and Savior. Yahawashi, Bahasham in the name, and the Holy Spirit of qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders on the truth from GMS. Blessings to the Akim out there preaching his word. Well, who are true sincerity. Blessings to the 144,000 and 1/3 entirely. The first fruits, kingdom of heaven. House of David, the Biaf Dawadah. And Shalom to you brothers out there speaking in different tongues and looking in different nations. Shalom, brothers.